What a treat. I'm so grateful to be here. I thank you so much for the invitation to install Rabbi Mandel, though in truth I have trouble with the word install, since he's hardly a kitchen appliance. Or for those under 40, a synagogue app. So let tonight instead be a meeting ground between two force fields, your new rabbi on one hand and you on the other, each field consisting not of electromagnetic energy, but of blessings. I do not so much install Rabbi Mandel as I newly introduce you to each other, even though you know each other already. I'll do it all over again so that tonight you may unleash your potential for blessing on this synagogue, on the Jewish people, on this great city, and especially in Rabbi Mandel's case, on a neighborhood around the globe. I could spend all my allotted time just reciting Rabbi Mandel's impressive resume. Advanced degrees in history, literature, adult learning, even educational technology, whatever that is. And then teaching for America and launching a Tzedek Box project that has caught on internationally. He is a Wexner Fellow and a Tisch Fellow, both. But since you can read all of that, I will now provide you with what you can't read. A snapshot of Rabbi Mandel from my perspective as his teacher and advisor at Hebrew Union College. In my 50 years of teaching rabbinic students, I have learned to recognize good rabbis when I see them. And Andrew Mandel is not just good, he is magnificent. Only rarely does one meet a student with such human, personal, intellectual, and spiritual gifts. That, however, he hides rather well because he's driven by humility and the desire to serve, instead of the ego and the desire to be recognized. Now, Central Synagogue has specialized in attracting clergy just like that. On any given Shabbat, the bima here is fairly saturated with giftedness. So giftedness is not new to you. I want to say that Rabbi Mandel has been a Central Synagogue rabbi waiting to happen. He is not just smart, he is wise. He does not just think, he imagines. He is passionate and compassionate. At Hebrew Union College, he was not just a rabbi among rabbis, he was a rabbi to rabbis, a leader to his peers, a calming presence in times of turbulence. Great rabbis care for and about individuals one at a time. And they worry about the Jewish future collectively, not just in traumatic moments such as we are living through now, but in sunnier days when the spaciousness of imagination can flourish. But they do not only speak to, for, and about Jews. Their web of influence is more broadly spun as they agonize over the human, not just the Jewish condition, the challenges to humanity, our country, our world, our planet, what our Reformed Judaism called the mission of Israel, the prophetic mandate to matter. Rabbi Mandel does all of that, and he does so with a magnetic warmth that draws people into his orbit. In the thickest of fogs, he sees the next horizon. He epitomizes the quiet kind of charisma, someone you trust and admire with increasing certainty over time. You can count on him, a sweet and gentle soul whose natural inclination is to laugh, to love, and to embrace. To be sure, he's just been ordained, but I already give him my highest compliment when I say to you that Andrew Mandela is not just someone entitled to be called a rabbi, but someone I would gladly call my. The force field of blessing of which I spoke ignites with all its spiritual potential only when greatness meets greatness. So even as I charge him to be the rabbi he was meant to be, I charge you to be the congregation you were meant to become. I speak now especially to the online neighborhood of which Rabbi Mandel speaks so fondly, so positively, and with such hope. But I speak, too, to every single soul who has come in person tonight or who joins from home around the globe. Know for certain that Rabbi Mandel now joins a clergy team that is second to none. Know for certain also that as much as you depend on them, yes, they depend on you. I charge you jointly to undertake this noble enterprise of reshaping, reimagining, and rediscovering Judaism for an era whose complexity is only underscored by the horror of the last few weeks. As we live through that horror, it bears noting that we Jews have many faults, but despair is not among them. However dire the headlines, Jewish history instructs us that what matters is the story that follows them. And the story we Jews know always has more chapters than are immediately evident. The media write the headlines, but you together, congregants and clergy of this great synagogue, you write the story. Even in this midnight moment of our Jewish soul, but knowing that midnight inevitably becomes the next day's dawn, I install your new rabbi, but I install you too, as joint recipients of the God-given goods and gifts that will spark blessing upon blessing. Andrew